Hi everyone, good evening to you. Welcome to the First Alert Forecast streaming edition. We are streaming live right now, Roku device, Amazon Fire, AtlantaNewsFirst.com, the news app and the weather app. Again, appreciate your viewership no matter which platform you are watching on. Want to remind you, if you do have any weather questions, comments, concerns, we are also live, Atlanta News First on Facebook. We'll dive into that feed. Also Atlanta News First on YouTube. Timothy McGlynn already saying hello on YouTube. Hello to you. Have a great evening. In case you don't comment back there, Timothy, thanks for watching the start of this broadcast. And also Michael Baxter on Facebook, Atlanta News First, the account to follow and to like if you want to have your weather questions, comments, concerns answered. So Michael Baxter and Timothy McGlynn, thanks for watching. Again, my name is First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin. Thank you for joining and for checking out the forecast here via Atlanta News First. If you haven't been outside today, it's been kind of a gross one. Yet again, you can see behind me the Atlanta Centennial Olympic Park Skycam there is covered in raindrops. We have wet concrete behind me, wet pavement, and there is more rain in the forecast. A few showers moving through Metro Atlanta inside the perimeter I-285 at the moment. In fact, we'll go ahead and take you to radar right now, and you can see showers are continuing to progress deeper in to the metro as I zoom back out. Just light rain, nonetheless, showers are roaming the area. We'll say a few showers around it, so to speak. And rain is continuing to push now into Midtown, downtown Atlanta. And I'll put a tracker on this, and you'll notice that rain, while light, it is enough to wet pavement and continue 20 eastbound through DeKalb County, the Conyers area, on down to through Rockdale County as well. And rain is kind of following the same movement it was earlier, moving generally to the east-southeast. So along and south of I-20, Villa Rica, on towards Tallapoosa, then into Cleburne, Randolph counties in Alabama, on back to Gadsden, Alabama, the 59 corridor between Birmingham and Huntsville, Alabama. And we'll put radar back in motion now, and notice how these showers are moving east-southeast, kind of winding their way back through Metro Atlanta and points south. So if you live in Carrollton, if you live in Noonan, Coweta County, if you live in Fayette County, Peachtree City, you are not done with the rain yet. There is more shower activity on the way, more damp weather in your evening First Alert forecast. And even beyond that, there is some rain. Up in the mountains of North Georgia, we're not forgetting about you, Ellijay, Towns, White County, over to Clayton, Rabun County. You are dry at the moment, but I do think that some of these showers to your west will make it in here over the next couple of hours. Some new comments coming in on Facebook Atlanta News First page. Hello, Larry in Clayton County. San Lena, Polly saying, yes, it has been kind of gross today. Bob Dobbin watching from Sandy Springs. San Lena, Polly, when will this rain end? San Lena, where are you commenting in from? And I give you a more precise answer as far as tonight is concerned. But in general, San Lena, we have at least an isolated chance of rain, meaning, a little bit of rain in the forecast, at least as far as North Georgia as a whole is concerned. Not just this evening, but each day through the weekend as we get into next week. At least a little bit of a break as we get into next Monday, maybe Tuesday, and then next Wednesday, Thursday could be talking widespread rain showers and thunderstorms yet again. But San Lena, if you're asking about this evening, overnight, tonight, if you could just let me know where you're commenting in from, you can type that in. Okay, so Powder Springs. So bring it back to radar here. And if you're wondering, you're watching another platform. I'm chatting with San Lena Polly on Facebook, Atlanta News First, the account that we are chatting on. And we'll pull out radar here. Powder Springs, basically right now you're seeing the moisture, you're seeing the light rain. Let's see if I can get Powder Springs to pop up on the map. Yeah, there we go. So light rain has just pushed through. You're down to just sprinkles now, and there is not that much to your north and west. Dallas is drying out, Rockmart is drying out, and even further to the north and west. Notice how there's not that much redevelopment, though we are going to be watching these showers near Center, Alabama, down to Fruithurst, Alabama, trying to drift back towards Powder Springs in your neck of the woods. You have that rain chance for the next couple of hours, but I will say, San Lena, you have a bit of a break right now. And I think that break will linger other than a sprinkle or two for a while longer. So just keep that in mind. You have the break right now in Powder Springs. I think for the next hour, hour and a half into the 9, maybe the top of the 10 o'clock hours, you're dry. A little bit more rain possible after that, San Lena, but then a bit of a more substantial break overnight tonight. But a heads up, even though you may get a break, we have an isolated rain chance tomorrow. We have an isolated rain chance Friday, actually a greater shot at some rain, even in Powder Springs on Friday. Saturday, back to just an isolated rain chance, meaning one little shower here, one little shower there, but a lot of folks remain dry. It's that kind of a day on Saturday, and then a bump back up in the rain chance on our Sunday, and then back to just isolated stuff Monday, and then more rain again Wednesday into Thursday. Kind of an active weather pattern where every few days we see a chance, an increased chance of showers, and by Wednesday, some thunderstorms. Lizzie Fortner is watching from Brookhaven. We'll pull radar back up if you are watching from that part of town. Here's time to kind of take a gander at the map, and I'm going to zoom out, pan a little bit to the right, so you get a closer view of that part of town. And not too much going on right now, though we do have some more light rain pushing into and through metro Atlanta from the 75 corridor near Marietta down to Smyrna and East Point, College Park, and down to downtown Atlanta, Midtown and West Midtown, Buckhead as well. This is going to be shifting off to the east and to the east-southeast. Wetting streets there in Brookhaven, Chamblee, Tucker, Stone Mountain, Pine Lake, Stonecrest in South DeKalb, Decatur proper inside the perimeter there in West DeKalb. Definitely that chance of rain is still there, and I think you're going to pick up a little bit more moisture here over the next couple of hours. Sanlena saying, thanks for saying my name correctly. You're very welcome. Thanks for watching, Sanlena. And wow, more rain. Yeah, more rain in the forecast. In fact, I think most folks will see a little bit of rain Friday, especially northeast of the metro. But Sunday, late Saturday into Sunday, the rain chance is even greater. And then next Wednesday, Thursday, we're trying to nail down the exact timing of that strong storm system middle of next week. It's either going to be Wednesday or it'll be Thursday. We're trying to nail down that window there. There is that chance of not only rain, but also some thunderstorms back in the forecast. Bob Dobbins saying some days it's better to be a duck. Today is one of those days. Yesterday was one of those days. The day before yesterday was really one of those days. Monday was a soaker. So I think that is absolutely true. A lot of that weather going around recently. And here's the latest forecast model. I'm going to pull this up now. There we go. And we'll roll it back to today. Notice how it's doing a decent job, though it has some of the placement a little bit off with the rain we're seeing this evening, hour by hour. Notice how we have more showers up the mountains of North Georgia tonight. Maybe a little shower or two around early tomorrow morning, but they're hit or miss. They're few and far between. We're not talking widespread rain tomorrow morning, but very well could be an isolated shower. In addition to the actual rain, the puddle-making showers, we also have some drizzle in the forecast tonight and the possibility that some dense fog will develop tomorrow. Notice how we see a little bit more clearing tomorrow as we get into, tomorrow afternoon, and I think that that'll help boost temperatures. In fact, let's move it on to tomorrow evening. Even tomorrow evening, notice how we have the clouds kind of locked in place up in North Georgia. I'll shade that zone where you see the whites and the grays, but we have some peaks of sun where I'm putting the X's, and of course by 10 o'clock tomorrow evening, peaks of stars, some clearing of the sky. And I think with a few peaks of sun tomorrow, it will not be a sunny day. It's not going to be sunny, but with a few peaks of sun in the forecast tomorrow, that's going to help boost our temperatures. Let's remember that today we were at 73. Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International Airport easily could hit 75 tomorrow afternoon. Annette Edge on Facebook, rain, go away. How about Hampton, Georgia? I am trying to finish my Christmas shopping. Hampton, Georgia, we'll go back to live radar. Are you out right now, Annette? Let me know if you're out right now Christmas shopping, and I'll give you a more up-to-date look at what's happening in Hampton. In fact, I'm going to switch back over to live radar. So if you're talking about this evening and you're out shopping, it is a little gloomy down in Hampton, but actually the more substantial light rain is still to your north, but it is tracking in your general direction, kind of a broken line. So not everybody going to get, free water, let's call it, with this next little batch of showers moving through, but the potential is there. I'll track this out for the next 2 hours. Hampton, unfortunately, did not pop in on that timeline, but for you, it'd probably be into the 9 o'clock hour that rain picks up down in Hampton, at least that potential if you are out Christmas shopping tonight. On the south side, down in Hampton, Georgia. Okay, so Annette is Christmas shopping tonight. Ricky Dunn, hello to you. So Annette, yeah, you have some showers, probably some drizzle down there already, but some heftier showers, enough to use the wipers and maybe pull out the umbrella here down in Hampton within the next hour and a half as these showers that are in Atlanta as they push down in your general direction. Oh, and a heads up, Annette, if you are still streaming this, I know you're on the Facebook app, so you might not be able to do it right now, but I'm going to pull up the Atlanta News First Alert Weather app. All you have to do is search First Alert Weather or search Atlanta News First. or you can scan QR codes if you see our weather graphics on TV or somewhere else where you can scan the code on your phone's camera. Or you could just go to AtlantaNewsFirst.com and just type in, apps, and you'll be linked to a download page, and you can download our First Alert weather app. Again, there it is right there, video forecast up top. What's most useful for you is current conditions, and there you have radar. You can see where the rain is, where it's going, and you can actually, in the settings menu, sign up for alerts to be alerted to when rain approaches your neck of the woods. Of course, it's in Atlanta right now, but you're in Hampton, you're outside Christmas shopping, and these showers are heading your direction. So even after this live stream ends, you'll never miss the forecast. You can get a look at the Atlanta News First app, the weather app in particular, sign up for the rain alerts, and it'll let you know when rain, lightning in some cases, that will approach your area. Lena Polly saying, wow, that's cool. Yeah, absolutely. We love the weather app. It's a fairly new tool here with the Atlanta News team, the First Alert weather team, and we love if you gave it a download. It is useful. It's not just a weather app, but we actually put the forecast in there. And then what is really cool, I think at least, is that we actually put videos in the app, details from the weather team. So we kind of give context to the forecast, right? You see the hour by hour, the 7-day, the 10-day, but we add a little to that and kind of help explain what you may be seeing in the app and what the weather is going to be doing at any given time. So again, search First Alert Weather, or maybe just Atlanta News First, and it'll be like a little orange icon. It says A&F with a little lightning bolt, and that is our weather app, Lena and Annette. Good tools tonight with some of these showers pushing through, and obviously some folks out and about Christmas shopping. Another good question coming in, though. Let's see. Lena asking what Christmas will be like. If you'll hang tight with me, let's go ahead and talk about tomorrow, and then I'll throw up that 7-day, and then we'll talk about some Christmas. We actually talked about this in the 6 o'clock newscast, and if you're curious what we were chatting about, and we'll cover it here too, but feel free to give my Facebook page a like. And I posted that video from the 6 o'clock newscast this evening talking about the transition to what could be some much colder weather as we get into the middle of December, possibly leading up to the Christmas holiday. Not a guarantee, it is a possibility, but it is something we're going to be watching. And Fred and I were talking about it on the newscast at 6 p.m. And I cut out that portion of the forecast. And I put it on my Facebook page, Cutter Martin, Cuttermartin. But again, tonight, isolated showers in the forecast. Temperatures, they're not going to cool very much. We're going to wake up tomorrow morning out the door, upper 50s, lower 60s. There's going to be some more gloom. There's going to be some more fog out the door in the morning. Look at Blairsville, 56. That's actually warmer than the average afternoon high temperature this time of year. On tomorrow's date in Blairsville, 61 in Atlanta. That's just a touch above our average high temperature. Keep in mind, these are out the door temperatures. Upper 50s, lower 60s. That 61 in Atlanta would be a record warm morning low temperature, meaning that on tomorrow's date, in at least recorded history, it has never been that warm in the city of Atlanta. And tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be a bit of a struggle, but I think we're going to break out of some of that gloom. The further north and northeast you live, the more likely you are to still be socked in with some of those clouds. But I think Athens, Clark County, Atlanta, breaking out into peaks of sun. Still more clouds than sun, but some peaks of sun possible. Other folks, Gainesville, Rome, Noonan, I think you're going to battle the gloom a little bit tomorrow, but should see peaks of sun breaking out of those squiggly lines. That's fog and low clouds as we get into the afternoon with high temperatures back in the low to mid 70s. All right, going to pull up that 7-day forecast now. A lot of weather to talk about over the next several days. Not quite a temperature roller coaster, but certainly some changes on the way with near record high temperatures tomorrow. Abnormally warm Friday with more scattered rain in the forecast, especially North Georgia mountains over to Athens. So north and east side of Atlanta Metro on up to the higher elevations of far North Georgia. That's where the peak rain chance is Friday. Spotty shower possible Saturday, but I think the rain chance increases a bit Saturday evening and to Sunday morning. And then a break, actually kind of a nice Monday, Tuesday, more isolated rain possible. Chilly as well with temps in the 50s, and then we'll be watching a big old storm system moving through Wednesday into Thursday. That could bring our next best chance of widespread rain and thunder as we get into the middle and latter portion of next week. And then Ed saying, I'm going to add the app. Okay, good. Thanks for doing that. And again, Lena Polly, if you have an interest in the app as well, Atlanta News First, that's the app that we're chatting about. But to answer, I think it was, let's see if I can find that comment. Yeah, Lena. Okay, so we're going to go back to the Facebook page, or the 7-day forecast, I should say. We'll check back in on Facebook as well soon. Also streaming live Atlanta News First on YouTube. You can give either account a like, a follow. Watch the stream, add your comment, any weather question, comment, concern, we're here to address that, but we're streaming across many platforms, AtlantaNewsFirst.com, and the news app and weather app included. So now is the time to talk about Christmas. We're starting to get some of those questions, so here we go. Chatting about the forecast, and again, bear with me. I'm looking back through some of these graphics that I used on the 6 o'clock newscast. And let's see. Just looking for temperatures. Pardon me while I pull up the proper maps. Where are you? Okay, so basically, here we go. Cold air. Bottled up here in Canada, where, it typically is cold. We have all of this chilly air here. Let's see if it'll let me draw on it. All of these whites and pinks and light shades of blue, temperatures 20, 30, 35 degrees colder in the forecast for that area. They've been experiencing it. There's more cold in the forecast up there. And what's interesting is that you need two things to get cold air down into the southeast, and that is, number one, cold air to exist up there, which we have. In fact, here's an even better view. We'll take you further up north in Canada and lay out some of the numbers there. 33 degrees below zero in Fort Norman. Fort Resolution not reporting anymore, but you were about 35 below earlier. Baker Lake Airport up near the Arctic Circle, 24 below, -9 across Lake Winnipeg, -2 in Shoal Creek, even down into the lower 48. Britain, North Dakota, 8 degrees below zero. Pickle Lake Airport, -20. This area is spilling into the upper Midwest. That is cold. It's always cold up there this time of year. But even by their standards for December, that's not too bad. That's a pretty decent slug of some chilly air building up. So that is kind of one piece of a two-piece puzzle, we'll say. You need cold air up in your source region. For us, in this case, that would be central and western Canada, and we have the cold air up there. Now, that second piece of the puzzle is a mechanism, something that allows that cold air to spill out of Canada and into the United States. Let's talk about that part right now, because at the moment, all of that cold air is locked up into northern and north central Canada. Notice that time clock on the left-hand side of the banner, Wednesday, today. As I put this in motion, some changes in the jet stream over the next several days. That air may initially spill into the Intermountain West, the West Coast. But after that, as we get into the middle and latter portion of next week, kind of associated with that first storm system that could bring us widespread rain and thunderstorms Wednesday, Thursday. Maybe it caused severe weather to our west and snow well to our north. It's that system as we get into the middle and latter portion of next week that could dislodge and kind of help disrupt the weather pattern across the United States, and that could help shift some of this colder air back into the United States, the Great Lakes, even the South and the deep Southeast as we get into the middle and latter portion of next week. And we'll have to see how long it lingers, but it's possible it could linger into the Christmas holiday. Bob Dobbin, is this just normal drift, or is a vortex in play? No disruption of the polar vortex. The polar vortex is always up there, but this particular instance is not polar vortex related. It's cold air that is up there, and right now it's just bottled up there, but a change in the jet stream pattern could allow this cold, dense air to basically filter southward under its own density. It wants to head south. It's very dense. It doesn't want to necessarily stay up there, but right now it is locked up in the upper Midwest into portions of Canada, but some signs that we could see this change over the next week to week and a half, and some of that colder air start to filter in. Ryan Laird wants to know about tonight. Ryan, just more of this behind me. Temperatures only cool a little bit more, upper 50s, lower 60s out the door tomorrow morning. Gloom, fog, drizzle, spotty rain showers, Ryan. That is the forecast for tomorrow morning. I think peaks of sun, we're going to see a little bit of sunshine tomorrow, with temperatures peaking back in the low to mid 70s. Want to touch on one more thing. In fact, that's the AtlantaNewsFirst.com, our website. And click on First Alert Weather. This is just the homepage, AtlantaNewsFirst.com, the account, or the website. Click on First Alert Weather. You'll see the forecast from today, that snippet as well. And all you have to do is scroll down below that, click on 10-day, and here's what I'm talking about. Next Wednesday, rain. Thursday, rain, then shift to colder next Friday, December 16th. And you can see high 53, low 35. It's in the forecast, which is actually on our website, AtlantaNewsFirst.com, as you're seeing right now, but also in the Atlanta News First Alert weather app, giving you a 10-day outlook, taking you even further out into the future. That first alert or the heads up on any weather changes, even beyond the 7-day forecast. There, you can get the extended outlook in the app and on AtlantaNewsFirst.com. And again, this is way out into the future. There is obviously some uncertainty. There always is some uncertainty in the first alert forecast, but especially when you get that far out into the future. So something to just keep an eye on, be aware of, as far as we may finally switch back to some colder air as we get into the middle of next week. Even though it'll be cooler this week and early next week, I'm talking more substantial cold middle to latter portion of next week after some rain and storms blow through. And then the question is, how long does it last? Does it get even colder in the days leading up to Christmas? You know, it's a possibility and something we'll be watching. And if you want to watch that breakdown of why the weather pattern may change as we get into the latter portion of next week, you can go to Facebook and find me on Facebook. We'll look at my page here in just a moment, though. Comments coming in. Ryan says, thank you, sir. Detailing no matter what. Absolutely. Have fun tomorrow. Thankfully, it's not too cold for all the detailing you're doing. Anthony Watson says, this does not feel like winter. You know, it has been, but certainly today it does not. It's fairly warm. It's muggy. It is now, 8:24, and temperature is still in the upper 60s and near 70 in spots. It's kind of muggy, foggy, gloomy, and spritzy out there at the moment. But again, if you're wondering when we might switch back to colder air, First Alert meteorologist Fred Campagna and I did a little snippet on it earlier in the 6 o'clock newscast, and this is a look at my Facebook page, Cutter Martin. And here is that video right here. Fred and I talking about the changes that are on the way. That is posted on my Facebook page. You can give it a watch, and we go into some detail there regarding the big changes that are on the way. And we'll be talking more about them as well coming up in just a little bit, timing out this evening's rain, when we may see peaks of sun tomorrow, and when we at least get a little taste of some cooler air back in the forecast. All that coming your way on Atlanta News First at 9 p.m. We'll be streaming that on Peachtree TV, AtlantaNewsFirst.com, the news app, weather app, any place that you are streaming this particular weather chat will have the forecast starting at 9 p.m. First Alert meteorologist Fred Campagna will take over at 10 p.m. Also have the 11 o'clock half hour. Wishing you a wonderful rest of your evening. I hope you have a great evening, and we'll see you back here same time tomorrow.